the transition from the Old Testament to the New is what's being presented in the gospel of the day. And in the process, it describes and paints for us an image of God who is gracious, God who is a giver, who sends blessings and gifts our way. And that message would reach its culmination, as John in 3:16 would say, "For God so loved the world that he gave his only Son." What do I mean? Well, Zechariah and Elizabeth are models, so to say, of perfection according to the law, the Old Testament. And they live a righteous life, fearing God and loving him, serving him all their life. And yet, that righteousness, that living by the law, it seems to me, is not enough, and they are still barren, unable to bring forth a child, and days are running out. In fact, we are told that they are very advanced in age. And that is when the angel of the Lord appears to Zechariah and says, "You have been blessed by God. Your wife will conceive and bear a son." And poor Zechariah doesn't know how to respond. In fact, he is shocked and he is dumbfounded, unable to believe that God would intervene in his life so directly, that God would choose him and favor him with the grace that his wife and he were praying for. No wonder the child is called John. In other words, that name means God is gracious. Or John could also be understood as the gift of God, or Dominic would sound better with that. And so, this gracious God intervenes in the life of Zechariah. And Elizabeth again later on would say, "God has taken away my barrenness, and he has taken away my iniquity. Now people will together with me praise God." My dear sisters and brothers, as we come closer to the feast of Christmas in a day or two, we will be ringing out with joy at the sound of the Christmas bells. And the good news is this, that God is gracious, that God is a giver. And not only that, that God becomes the gift himself. And that is what we read in John 3:16. "For God so loved the world that he gave his only Son." A gift that you give to someone you love makes sense only to the degree that you are in the gift. And when God gives us the gift, it takes on a different dimension because he is not only in the gift, but he becomes the gift. God is truly gracious. Let's pause for a while and open our minds and hearts to receive the gift of God himself to us. God giving God away, God gifting himself to us.